Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatam Shankaram
Lokasankaram.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. So I will unmute one of you. Somebody who is comfortable with chanting. Prasad. So everybody repeat after me. Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam
Om Pardhaya Pratibodhitam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Narayanena Swayam
Narayanena Shvayam
Vyasena Grathitam
Vyashena Gratitam
Purana Munina
Purana Munina
Madhye Mahabharatam
Madhye Mahabharatam
Advaitamritavarshinim
Advaitamritavarshinim
Bhagavatim
Bhagavatim
Ashtadashadhyayinim
Ashtadashadhyayanim
Ambatvam
Ambatvam
Anusandhadami
Anusandhadhami
Bhagavad Gita
Bhagavad Gita
Bhavadveshinim
Bhavadveshinim
Namostute
Namostute
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe
Yasa Vishala Buddhe
Pullaravinda
Pullaravinda
Ayatapatra Netra
Ayatapatra Netra
Yena Tvaya
Ena Tvaya
Bharata Taila Purnaha
Bharata Taila Purnaha
Prajvalito
Tajvalito
Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Okay. So remain unmuted, Prasad. Him. Let's see if I can. Yeah. And Ramesh and Saraswati. If you three can unmute yourself. Four of you. Okay. So we started studying Gita Dhyanam. Dhyana Shlokaha are important because it's a praise. Any prarthana is often a praise, stuti. and it's a praise of the content of the stotras of the grantha. It's a praise of our Guru. So it can have various things. Dhyaan Shlokas. And so we are, Gita Dhyanam is also the same way. And so we saw Parthaya Pratibodhitam. The first verse was in praise of Bhagavad Gita herself, invoking Gita as mother, as goddess, and as so many other things we saw. Now this next verse, Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. So it's obvious that it is beginning to talk about Vyasa. So let us look at that. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vidda Yatapat Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. Okay. So Namaha Astu Vyasa. That is the main sentence. This whole big thing, the main sentence is Namaha Astu Vyasa. Hey Vyasa, like in Sanskrit, masculine gender, when you call somebody, like Ramaha, you call the person Hey Rama, Hey Krishna, Hey Lakshmana, like that. Hey Vyasa, listen, I'm talking to you. Hey Vyasa. So before telling somebody, you call somebody. So there is a call here to Vyasa Maharshi. So calling him by his name. And generally for people who are respected, we don't call, hey Modi, you don't say that. And Modi ji, you say. But here, no, Vyasa ji is not there. Hey Vyasa. I think what happens is, as they become bigger and bigger in stature, and we start using their first names, we start using their names without, Gandhi. Gandhiji, we say. Gandhi also. Mahatma Gandhi did this, we say. So like that, the stature is so much that sometimes we say, use their first name and then talk to them. So, Hey Vyasa, Namaha Astu. Namaha Astu Te. Namaha means salutations. My namaskars. Namaste, we say namaste. That word namaste comes from here only. Namaha Te becomes namaste. Te means to you. Te means to you. So namaha, my namaskars, my salutations, my obeisance, and to you. That is what it is. Namaha Te Astu. Let it be. Let my salutations be to you, Hey Vyasa. And then what? Then rest of the words pretty much describes what Vyasa is. Who is this Vyasa I'm talking about? And let me be clear, like that the author is saying. And so previously also we saw Purana Munina. So written by, what is it? Parthaya Pratibodhitam. Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina. We saw that. So Vyasa was already introduced before. So now, further, who is this Vyasa? Vishala Buddhi. Vyasa is one who is also called Vishala Buddhi. Because Vyasa edited the entire Vedas, which is voluminous. And this conference editors, the conference, they have publications and they publish. And the editor is somebody who is also not ordinary. That person should ideally know the entire subject matter of the conference. Even though he did not speak, she did not speak in all topics, only one or two topics they spoke. And they must ideally know. But they will not know in general. They will not know all topics because too much big conference, 3 days, 4 days, so many speakers and all that. But somebody who is respected. But here Vyasa is not that kind of editor. So Thoda, I know a little bit here, little bit there. I will give a couple of talks, and then the rest you all talk, and we'll all listen. So not like that, not that kind of editor. So the Vyasa knew the entire Veda. And then Vyasa, of course, is the author of all the Puranas. So MahAbhArata, 18 in number. The famous of which is called the Bhagavata Purana. Also lovingly called as Bhagavatam. Bhagavat. So Bhagavat Sakta, they say, they hold 7 days of talks on Bhagavatam. So that Bhagavatam, which is not 100 verses, 1000 verses, it is some 20,000 verses, 18,000 verses, I think, Bhagavatam. 18,000 verses. And Bhagavatam Sanskrit is also not that simple. So, like this, there is all this Harishchandra Purana, etc. And so he's written 18 Puranas. And he's written Brahma Sutram. Brahma Sutram is another cryptic text which has hundreds of sutras. Sutra itself means cryptic, which talks about the subject matter and the methodology of teaching, and a brilliant composition. And then Vyasa also authored the MahAbhArata. MahAbhArata is the longest poem. I think Ramayana is 60,000 verses, MahAbhArata is 100,000 verses. So Lagatar, it keeps on going. So what is this? What kind of mind is it? Can't even fathom. So Vishala Buddhe. And when we used to study, I heard about Shakespeare. I didn't hear about Vyasa, Panini and all this. They didn't exist. And they only talked about Shakespeare and all these people, Mark Twain and all that. And Shakespeare was called, he has written so many, they say, greatest playwright. And he has written so many plays. And so tragedies and this and that we hear. So he, as you like it, and then Tempest and Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet. Like this, so many he has written and they've become famous. So all that glitters is not gold. All these statements come from Shakespeare. And so it's amazing. All the world is a stage, and the men and women are mere players. And mere players, like that he talks. And then he says things like, there are 7 stages in the life of a human being. He's born, etc. And you look at it, my God, it sounds like Bhagavad Gita to me. And Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Doshana, Darshanam. And Jayate, Mriyate, like this, Yaska talks about 2,000, 3,000 years ago. And he writes the same thing here. And some are born great. Some achieve greatness. And yet others, greatness is thrust on them. All these famous statements come from Shakespeare. So, platform of the world. That is what we hear. So Shakespeare, because he was able to dramatize so many real life situations like nobody else. So here Vyasa we consider as Vishala Buddhi, somebody whose mind is just unfathomable. They say what is there in this world is there in MahAbhArata. What is not there in MahAbhArata is not there outside. Means the types of people, the entire human psychology, he seems to have understood thoroughly. So if this is the background, then this is how the person will behave. Completely, thoroughly understood. So you cannot find any other different type of person in this world that is not there in MahAbhArata. Like that we understand. So there is another story about Vyasa that is not written in textbook, that comes down in the parampara. And so Vyasa wanted to put this MahAbharata in writing. Somebody should write. He got bored of just telling people and say, wouldn't it be nice to have a book and I can just distribute the books to people. So then, so he must have put it on Facebook, and then Ganesha must have responded, yes, I'm there. And so he raised his hand, and then what? And so, there is MahAbharata, I want to write it. But Vyasa thoroughly understood everything, and he keeps on dictating. And it's hard to keep up with Vyasa's dictation. But Ganesha is somewhat qualified. But Ganesha put a condition. Ganeshji said, on one condition, I will be your typist. I will be your writer. Condition is, you should not stop. You should, when you start, you just keep lagatar, you keep on going. Because, I also don't have time. Let's finish it fast and move on. And Vyasa said, okay, we can do that. Under one condition. Vyasa put another condition. Condition is, when I say something, you must first understand what I said. You simply cannot just keep on writing. You must understand and write. That is one condition. And second condition, and Ganesha is not an ordinary person. He doesn't need much time to understand. Second condition, you must understand all possible interpretations of the word and of the shloka. Not just one interpretation. And then only you should write. Then Ganesha said, okay, I can do that. So they started, Ganesha broke his tusk. That's how this broken tusk comes. And he broke his tusk, sharpened it, and then started writing. Then Vyasa needs a break now and then, right? Chai, pani, and it's not all just tapasvis and Vyasa needed a break. So, but then you can't take a break because condition. So then Vyasa told a verse which is little more difficult, which is little more nuanced, requires some thought, scratching the head. And then Vyasa said it, and Ganesha started scratching his head. Then Vyasa got up and whatever, finished his jobs, etc. Came back. And then by then, Ganesha has finished. So in the parampara, we say, if you count the number of verses like that, we know how many times Vyasa took a break. Like that. So that is Vyasa. So there is some noise in somebody's home. You please mute yourself. That's okay. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay. Yeah, if you can pause the recording game. So Vishala Buddhi. So this is the way to appreciate Vyasa. Very difficult to appreciate for us. But that is Vishala Buddhi. And then Pullara Yatpat nectar. So another description given. Lotus, Pullaravinda, fully bloomed lotus. And Ayata Patra. So a beautiful, long, broad lotus. I mean, a patra, petal of the lotus. So one whose eyes are described, Vyasa's eyes are described as something like the petals of a fully bloomed lotus. And if you look at the lotus petals, so here in Coimbatore, we do get lotuses, and you give it in our prayers, we keep it, and so it looks like this. Very beautiful to look at. And so somehow Vyasa is presented like that. So big, beautiful eyes means the person has a clear vision of what is to be presented, and broad vision. And the author presents it this way. And then Bharata Taila Purnaha and Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pratipa. So this Pratipaha, this lamp of knowledge, Jnana, the lamp full of knowledge, the lamp that symbolizes knowledge. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Balaji, unmuted. So this lamp of knowledge, Prajvalitaha, lighted. You are the one who lighted this lamp of knowledge. Because, of course, and lamp, what kind of, and what is the oil for this lamp? Bharata Taila Purnaha, the lamp which is completely filled by the oil of MahAbhArata. MahAbhArata is the oil for this lamp. And so this and of course, which has the Bhagavad Gita, and which we saw has two topics, Brahma Vidya and Karma Yoga, or Yoga Shastram. Sorry, that is how every chapter ends. That's how we know it has Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra. And this Bhagavad Gita is therefore called the fifth Veda, Panchamo Veda. Panchamo Veda. So that's the status we assign to Bhagavad Gita. And so that MahAbharatam, and so Bharatam, those days itself, the MahAbharata was called Bharata, and the country was named after this MahAbharata, Bharata especially, and Rama's brother Bharata. All those words gave the name for what used to be this grand country. So these verses were written by Madhusudana Saraswati, according to Chimyanandaji, who lived about 450 years ago. So if you Google, you will find 1540 to 1640, he lived 100 years, and he wrote many works. One of that is this Gita Dhyana. So that time itself, that idea of Bharata, Akhand Bharat, used to exist. And so Bharata Taila Purnaha, you are the one who lighted this lamp of knowledge by the oil of MahAbharata. That is what this verse is saying. So, Namostute Vyasa, hey Vyasa, my salutations to you. Vishala Buddhe, one who has a vast mind, vast intellect, one whose eyes are like the petals of a fully bloomed lotus, Pullara Vinda Yatapat Netra, and one by whom this lamp of knowledge was lighted by the oil of MahAbharata. Bharata Taila Purnaha. So that is this shloka. So let us now chant the next one. And Balaji, everybody can repeat after me. And Balaji, you remain unmuted. Prapanna parijataya
Prapanna parijataya
Totra vetraikapanaye
Totra vaitraikapanaye
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya
Gita-mrita-duhe namaha.
Gita-mrita-duhe namaha.
Yeah. So, if you were to guess, we can say here, Krishna's word is mentioned. So, this is a praise of Krishna. Shri Krishna. So, the main sentence here is Krishnaya Namaha, which you will find in the second part of the shloka. Krishnaya Namaha. My salutation to Krishna. So, many words are used to describe this Krishna. Who is this Krishna? So, Prapanna Parijataya. So, we often hear this word, this flower, Parijata flower. So, we find it here also in the garden, it grows. And it's a nice small flower. It's a small flower. Not like, the bigger chrysanthemum and all that. Small flower with a red stem it has and small white long petals. It's called Parijata. It's called night jasmine, I think. Night jasmine is what they call it. And it grows in a tree. And there is the story that it's a wish-fulfilling tree. And anything you wish when you are under the tree, and it gives you that. Like Kamadhenu gives whatever you want. That cow, Kamadhenu, whom Vashishta had. Vashishta Maharshi had. So same, Prapanna, Parijata. Like this Parijata, which gives everything to all people, whatever people seek, and to those who are surrendered to him. That Krishna. Prapanna means one who has surrendered to Krishna, one who is devoted to Krishna. So that Krishna, who is like that wish-fulfilling tree, to those who have surrendered to him, Prapanna Parijataya. And then what? Totra vetraika panaye. So, pani means hand. Pani, hand. So something Krishna has in his hand. He has Totra Vetra. So he's a charioteer. He is there to do seva to Arjuna in this MahAbhArata. And Arjuna is the master. Krishna is ready to serve Arjuna. And so he has this whip in his hand. Because, there are 5 horses. And the job of a charioteer is to protect the Yajamana, to protect the one behind. That's the job. And so he looks like to me, he has a bigger job than the person behind. So he is ready, indicating that Krishna has not given up his duty just because Arjuna said, Shishyasteham, I want to be your student, please teach me. And Shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. This is what Arjuna says. Same word here, prapanna. Arjuna says, I'm helpless. I don't know, I'm confused. I surrender to you. So Krishna didn't drop everything. Arjuna dropped his bow, dropped his arrows, everything. And he's just doing like this. But not Krishna. Krishna is in control. So that shows the whip is still in his hand, even though he began teaching Jnana Mudraya, next word. He started teaching. But he has not given up his job, ready to do the job, in control. And he started teaching. So Totra Vetraika Panaye, one who has this whip in one hand. And what about the other hand? Jnana Mudra. Jnana Mudra. So very famous in our tradition. Amazing how they came up with all these things. So this finger, fourth finger, pointing finger. So this is the ahankara, because it points to everybody else. You did this, you did this. So ahankara, this is the self, myself. And then the other three fingers, okay, the middle finger, ring finger, and the small finger, they represent the body, mind, and senses in this context. And oftentimes this finger, the fourth finger, is along with the other three fingers. So this I have confused myself to be either the body. So I say I am this body. I mean, I don't say I am the body. When I say I am ill, that means I'm saying I am the body, and the body is not well, therefore I am not well. When I say I am tall, and my body is tall, that's say I am tall. So I don't make a differentiation between I and the body. So that's the story here. And likewise, I am the mind. So my mind is agitated is a perfect statement. But I am agitated. I am confused. So I take on the attributes of the mind. I take it upon I burden myself with all the problems that don't belong to me. Still, I must address all the problems. We cannot walk away from problems. But these are the mind, body, and senses. And I am confused with those three. My identity is the identity of the body. So now what happens? Now you separate the I. In my understanding, you separate the I means you don't take a peeler, orange peeler, and then start peeling off. Not like that separation. You just cognitively in the mind appreciate this Atma, I, as somebody that is not identical with the body. It sustains the body, but it is not the body. Like water. You go outside Marina Beach in Chennai or any other beach anywhere in the world, you see water. Hey, but don't you see ocean? Yes, I see ocean, but it's all water. Wow. What an enlightened statement that is. And yeah, so that water that you see as that which sustains this ocean is the truth of the ocean. And so the wave thinks it is a wave, but really the wave has forgotten its identity, that it is first and foremost water, indestructible water. Only then it is a wave. Like that, this I, the Atma, is to be seen as different from the body, mind, and senses. And different, but what different? Hey, that Atma is nothing but this Brahma that sustains, that is the truth of the entire world. The truth of me is Atma, okay. What about the world? Hey, the world, the truth is Brahma. But you know what? That Brahma and Atma are not different. They are identical. So that is Jnana Mudra. This is the way, some of you who meditate and all that, you're taught to keep your fingers, like this. That is Jnana Mudra. So also indicating, here is a circle and indicating there is no Adi, there is no beginning and there is no end. A circle, right? No beginning, no end. Which is what Brahma is, which is what Atma is. Atma is not born. Atma will not die. Because it is not born. It has no attributes. And only that which attributes has a beginning, has an end. So that these ideas are indicated by this Jnana Mudra. By this by this position of the fingers called Jnana Mudra. And this thumb, so let's do this exercise, all of you, or whoever. If you're wearing a shirt, or if you have a button somewhere, like a cuff button in the cuff here, or button on your, shirt, I want you to do this experiment. And those who don't have it, that's fine. You can do this later. And here is the exercise. You keep your fingers, these two fingers, your hand on the button. Okay, keep your fingers on the button. Show me, raise your hands and show me how many of you are going to do this exercise. Okay, Vijay Sundaram and Surendra Vadve and who else? Yeah, Bhagya and Anil, etc. Good. So we are going to do this exercise. Now, hold the button. Now, the button should be fixed, namely fastened. So I'm going to ask you to unbutton. Okay, I'm going to ask you to unbutton. Okay. So that's the position, starting position. So I'm going to count. And then when I say ready, steady, go. When I say go, you will start unbuttoning that button. Okay. And then after you finish unbuttoning, as fast as you can, you just raise your hand. I want to see who is first and who is second, etc. Okay. All right. We're going to start. Ready, steady, go. Okay. Anil, Venkatraman, and a few others also. Surendra Vadve, etc. Good. That was pretty fast. Anil was quite fast. We're going to try once again and go ahead and button your shirt. That button your button. Okay, we're going to start again. Ready, steady, do not use your thumb, go. And then I'm waiting for you. Raise your hand. Okay, Anil has done it. Who else? Surendra. Not bad. I'm very impressed. So was there a difference between the first time and second time? So a simple act of buttoning and unbuttoning. Now I ask you to button the shirt without using the thumb. You can imagine how difficult it will be. So when I was working in a factory where, it's a manufacturing company and a lot of potential for accidents were there, and a lot of big and small equipment, large mega size equipment and small equipment running constantly, and you got to be careful. So this person from the safety department, government, came and he was giving a lecture, and he made us do this exercise. And I still remember, still fresh in my mind after 25 years. And he said this, and he said, look, just if the thumb is not there, you look at how difficult life will become. You get up in the morning, you can't brush your teeth, my dear. Can't brush your teeth. You'll be struggling. You have to change your whole lifestyle. And you can't unbutton, you got button. You can't hold your glass properly. And if it's hot, you just can't hold it, period. So life changes. That is why these insurance companies, they have, they have, what do they have, right? Loss of life is category A. Then loss of thumb, they use thumb. Do you remember that? If you see the fine print, you will see loss of thumb is one of the categories. Because when the thumb is gone, life will just become almost upside down. So therefore, in this Jnana Mudra, this thumb which without which the other hands don't function that well, is Ishvara. Stands for Ishvara, Brahma. So when the I and Ishvara join together, then that is symbolic of Jnanam, and that frees me also, as we say in Advaita. So that's Jnana Mudra. So this Krishna, who has this Jnana Mudra, so I suppose while teaching, Krishna can do all kinds of things. So he decided to have a Jnana Mudra in his hand. Means symbolically he is teaching Ityarthaha. Okay, then what? Then Gita Mruta Duhe. So this Krishna, who is milking, who is getting the Amrita of Gita. Amrita. As we said the other day also, Amrita. So that topic, which Amrita here should be seen as timelessness. That topic, that Advaita, which when understood, reveals to me that Atma is unborn. Atma is not going to perish. Avinashaha, Avinashi. So that knowledge is Amrita. And of course, Gita Amrita, from the Gita, he extracts this knowledge. Like the milkman extracts the milk from the cow. Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha. So, how do we translate this? So, salutations to Krishna, Krishnaya Namaha, who is the wish-fulfilling Parijata tree to those who have surrendered to Krishna, who have focused their attention on Krishna, who is the giver of everything that we want, who is the one who has a whip in his hands, one hand, and who has a Jnana Mudra in his other hand, and who extracts the Amrita, the non-duality, knowledge of non-duality from the Bhagavad Gita. That is the meaning of this verse. Okay. So now let's go to the next shloka, which is the fourth one. So everybody can repeat after me. And Balaji, you are unmuted. Sarvopanishado gavaha.
Sarvopanishado gavaha.
Dogdha.
Dogdha.
Gopalanandanaha.
Gopalanandanaha.
Partho vatsas sudhir bhokta.
Partho vatsas sudhir bhokta.
Dugdham.
Dugdham.
Geetamritam mahat.
Geetamritam mahat.
Yeah. So here also another imagery, beautiful imagery of a cow. Of a cow and the one who is milking the cow, etc., and one who is drinking the milk. That's the shloka here. So you can imagine that in your mind. So what is the main sentence? There are several statements being made. Who is the cow? Who is the milkman? Who is the milk, or what is the milk, and who is drinking? So you can say there are many fragments in this long shloka. Sarvopanishado gavaha. That's it, one sentence. Gavaha means cows. Plural, cows. And what are the cows? These cows stand for the Upanishads. Sarva, all Upanishads. So remember we said Veda, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda. Two sections. of which the final teaching is the Jnana Kanda, the portion which gives which unfolds the reality of this world, reality of myself, also called Vedanta, also called Upanishad. So that Upanishad, the cows represents the Upanishads. And then who is the one who milks the cow? Or we can say, yeah, okay, Dogdha. Dogdha. So Dugdham is milk. Dogdha is the one who milks the cow. And who is the Dogdha? Gopala Nandana. Gopala Nandana. One who is the joy of all these, all the, Krishna was born in a family of cowherds. And so he lives in that community. So he is a joy of cowherds, Gopala Nandana. And see, one of the word go has 2 or 3 meanings. One meaning is cow. I think the cow, it looks, it sounds like go. And so there must be some connection between the Sanskrit go and English cow there. So somebody said, why should we know Sanskrit? So look at this. Already between English and Sanskrit, which seem to be, English is from the other side of the world and Sanskrit is here. Still there is so much connection. So anyway, so that is one meaning. Another meaning is words. Words. Go means words. And so Gopala, the one who gives meaning to words, means one who is Sarvajnaha, and one through whom we can understand. The entire understanding, this process of understanding happens through whom is called Gopala, one who gives meaning to words. And then there is the earth. Go also means earth. One who nourishes and sustains and protects this earth, Vasudha, Prithvi, is Gopala. So here we'll take the meaning of joy of the cowherds, because he's part of the cowherd community. And see, I remember, many of you also will remember. So those days, so in the villages, we used to have cows. And my mother's home in the village, there used to be cows. And the morning at 6 o'clock or something, this guy will come. We call him Konare. Konare will come. And he will come and go straight all the way to the back. He will go. And then, so once I was awake, I think. I must have been awake. And so I ran after him. And I was closely watching how he did it. And then he will oil the udders of the cow. Of course, before that, he will feed the cow and set up the cow is hungry. And the calf is there, calves are there. And so he starts milking. And then I think I asked him also, I also wanted to do. And he said, you can do it later, don't worry. Like that, I remember him saying. So this cow, it is not easy to coax a cow to give milk. The cow also has moods, And who are you to drink this milk? Get the milk from me. And my babies are all there. Calves are there. So it might be thinking all this. Because only a cow with a calf can give milk. And the milk is meant for the calf. But it looks like the cow produces a lot more milk than the calf needs. And so we are able to the human being is able to take some of that milk. And symbiotic relationship. We protect the cow and the cow gives the milk. And so not like today. Today, if you look at all this, you can't imagine all the himsa that is going on. and using machines to suck the milk out of the cows and all that. And I think that system has to change somehow. I don't know how it's going to change, but that's not good. That's not at all good. And many people are getting milk these days from the milkman who has cows in his farm, and they are doing that, and he gets the milk in his can. Yesterday also I was there at one of a friend's place, a relative's place, and so he got the milk in a big can like those days, and then poured a liter with his this. So anyway, to get the knowledge out of this Bhagavad Gita from the Upanishads, you need a very qualified person, like the konar. Otherwise, the cow will just kick you, and you will only get kick, not a milk. And so that Krishna, who better milkman than Krishna? That is, Krishna is the Dogda here. And Partho Vatsaha, who is the calf here? And the milk is meant for this Vatsa. Arjuna, we saw Partha last time. Parthaya Pratibodhitam, Arjuna, son of Prutha, Kunti. He is the Vatsa, he is the calf. And Sudhir Bhokta. And Sudhi. Sudhi means one who has a clear mind. Sushtu Buddhi, Sudhi, Yasya Saha. So one who is not agitated, who is ready to learn. That person is called Sudhi. And Bhokta, the word Bhokta is used here, and one who is ready to partake that milk. Bhokta. And of course here knowledge, one who is ready to take that knowledge. And this Dugdham, what is the milk? Gita Amritam Mahat. That Amrita of the Bhagavad Gita is the milk. So Krishna, the milkman, is milking the cow of Upanishads and extracting the milk of Bhagavad Gita to give to Arjuna the calf. That is the meaning of this verse. And Gita Amrita Mahat, the word Mahat is used. So grand, it's too valuable for me. What I get out of this Upanishads, too valuable for me. In fact, the translation will say invaluable. That knowledge is invaluable, which is a bit odd if you think about it. Because if I say capable, incapable means what? Not capable. So competent, incompetent. Incompetent means not competent. So invaluable means what? Invaluable means not valuable, right? But in India, that's not the way we say. I think even in English language, invaluable means very valuable. But there are these nuances in English language. And another example I will give. Flammable, inflammable. So when I grew up, I learned inflammable means it catches fire quickly. Something that just burns like gasoline, petrol, kerosene. It's called inflammable. And then all these tankers would say inflammable. But you know what? In America, you know what they did? They used to put inflammable, and then they realized this problem. What problem? Somebody may think this is not flammable, and they may do silly things and then sue us. You know, this threat of suing is always there. And so they completely removed the word inflammable from the dictionary. Inflammable is not there. I don't know, I haven't looked at the dictionary. They will say, all these tanks, these trucks with fuel will say flammable. Flammable. so that there is no confusion. Otherwise, inflammable means what? So very interesting, very interesting. I mean, we should appreciate American attitude. They are ready to change the language if needed. So let's look at, let us be very practical. They are the most practical people in my opinion. So anyway, so most valuable knowledge, Gita Mritam Mahat, that knowledge, this milk of knowledge is being extracted, milked by Krishna. That's the meaning here. So we will chant the next shloka and then we will conclude. Everybody can repeat after me. Vasudeva Sutam Devam
Vasudeva Sutam Devam
Kamsa Chanura Mardanam
Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam
Devaki Paramanandam
Devaki Paramanandam
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.